Well, good morning. Just looking at camp for a moment again. We're gonna go ahead and leave. We just woke up. I'm gonna run downtown and get a few things at the market. A couple things I'm gonna be thinking about doing over the next few days and weeks is clearing out those trails that we found. Get a machete, or I've got an axe and a saw, and kind of make the trail cleared out. I want to get this Jeep trail finished all the way to the bottom so we can go in and out, and we're going to take off. Oh, we made it. Oh, it's beautiful out here. Yeah, I want to do some hatchet work and handsaw work on that trail. So we have kind of fix some trails up so we know which way they go and all their destinations and stuff. And also I want to start taking some of those poles and cutting them down, finishing the teepee and finishing camp, fixing that camp up so it's like a permanent camp, so we can come out here and basically live off grid during a crisis or anything, where we're going to have food, we'll have water, we'll have everything we need. You know, I didn't sleep a lot last night, but it wasn't a bad sleep at all. I have a mattress that I want to bring out here. I'm not even completely sure I'm going to bring it out, but I want to build a small cabin. I mean a log cabin, but it's very small, like a mini cabin, just to suit my needs, the critical needs: shelter, give me a place to sleep out of the rain, and after we get necessities done around here, we'll start doing some more interesting things. I want to put in a shower down by the river, down by the creek. I've got some ideas. Put in a jacuzzi down there on the river. So those are some things that I'm going to be doing. over the next few weeks. I don't know how long it will take me to do them. But yes, I got the red stuff out of the window so it doesn't distract you, but I still have a dirty windshield. Sorry guys. But the glare off the windshield sometimes is bad, and I don't know why. I don't know how to stop that. We'll figure that out. Keep my front windshield very clean. Maybe. I was worried about this road when I first bought this property because it's a little steep through here. And like I said, the creek does come through here, but across the road. But I wasn't so worried about that part. I was worried about this kind of a steep hill here because it was kind of muddy when I first came out, but they had just plowed it. So now, because people are driving over the road, it's gotten much firmer. So but this old girl here, she can go anywhere. Not too worried about the roads with this four-wheel drive. So today, before we go home, I am going to take you to the park, show you the lakes, and a little bit there. I don't know how much we're going to get to see. I think I'll do that after I go to town, because I was gonna go to the store there and get the dogs some more dog food there, and just get a couple of other things that I was looking for. See if we can see the cows today. Those are some beautiful cows. Longhorns. The guy that at the beginning of the road, there's this big farm that you saw the other day. I think they're the most beautiful cows I've ever seen before in my life. I'm going to take it out of four-wheel drive right here. This is just an automatic. You shift it into two-wheel and you're done. You go. But I'm always leery about it. Sometimes I think it stays in four-wheel drive. I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination. It doesn't feel like it's in two-wheel drive, but there's a light on the gas or on the gauges on the dash that says it's not in four-wheel drive, it's in two-wheel. So I guess I have to believe that. Yeah, I can tell it feels higher gear now a little bit. Oh, buddy. Look at, we're coming out. Oh, so beautiful. looks like all the those are baby ones. I like the way they take care of their baby cows here. They're not in little, some of them put them in these little bitty cramped little rooms, just big enough for a small cow. And they leave them in there. They don't get to be with their mothers. But that looks a little bit nicer for the little ones there, although I don't see their mothers. It's a cruel business being a cattle rancher in some ways. I don't know. I've wanted to raise cattle, but I've never been able to bring myself to participate in the program that they got, where they slaughter them and everything. Oh, I forgot to put my seatbelt on. That noise starts going. Ding, ding, ding. There, I got my seatbelt on. Well, we'll head to town and get a cup of coffee. I didn't even make any coffee this morning. I just got up and let the dogs out to go potty and put my boots on and said, let's go to town, girls. I'm going to show you the little lake here just for a minute before we go into town. I'll probably show you more thoroughly later. Anyway, beautiful little lake. And if you go the back way, it's only a couple miles to my property. Like I say, on a four-wheeler on the back road. My driveway goes all the way through, or my little road, all the way through to here. And I haven't looked at this park and gone to all the little places around here. But this is kind of neat. Now there's 3 of these little lakes. take a look at this one before we go into town. I want to go to town first, and then we'll look at this park today a little bit more. Huh. That's weird how the you can walk over this. The water just comes right up to the top and trickles over this side. Huh. Pretty neat. Well, let's go into town. We'll come back. This is not even the half of it. There's some really neat places here. It's called Cave Robbers Park, so it has a lot of caves and big cliffs. So there's a lot to explore here that we haven't seen yet. I wonder if we can go. I came down this road once, I think. I think I'm gonna have to turn around. I don't think it goes out. Interesting. A little bridge to walk across. I bet there's trails back in there. So neat. Lots to explore here. This is a big park. So that's what we need to be doing, is fishing right there. How beautiful. Wow. pretty, guys? Wow. I could spend the day here. Well, once the depopulation occurs and they've radically reduced human beings down to nothing, there won't be very many people up here. This will be paradise. Now, I'm not looking forward to having the world depopulated, guys. I'm just saying. Never know what's going to happen, but there's a lot of people in the world today, and even places like this where it's beautiful and back in the middle of nowhere, a lot of tourists. But they're shutting down parks and libraries and stuff, you know. They're trying to shut the world down. So it won't be long, and this will all belong to people who live here, because there's not going to be any more parks. I don't know, maybe, who knows. Is that a girt or an orc, or what do you call those things, those big round tents? I forgot what you call them. Orcs? Yeah, I don't know where all these other roads go to. There's different things to see. There's caves. So I haven't gone up that road, but there's camping up there. I wish I had more time just to stop and sit there at the lake. We might do that on the way back. Go look at a cave or something. Because we're living in the now, and we have time. We can do anything we want. There's where we were. I could have kept driving. I don't think you can get out, though, on that road. That's where we were. Alright. Yeah, you can't get out. That road doesn't come all the way up. Well, I just feel privileged to live here. It's such a beautiful place. Hey, I wouldn't mind living in there's some beautiful places in the world. I mean, I was just looking at pictures of Glacier National Park. That's a park that doesn't get a lot of coverage. People don't talk about Glacier. The first one people mention is probably the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone or Yosemite. Zion's or whatever, but one of the most beautiful parks is Glacier National Park. That's fascinating. Beautiful place. It might even be prettier than Banff or Jasper up in Canada. Tell you what, that's a pretty state, Montana. Some of the mountains up around Livingston. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off and see you in town. I think you can rent these cabins or live in them. I don't know. I guess they're you rent them. Neat little cabins. There's a lot of them. I'm really curious what the view looks like. Wonder if I can see off this cliff just by pulling up here. Oh my goodness, look at this. You can rent this cabin right here on this cliff overlooking the lake or the river. Such a beautiful, beautiful place. had no idea it was so pretty. I couldn't have got a better view. Huh. This would be a great place to spend the weekend or something. Rent one of these cabins. Do some hiking. But see, I live here, so I don't have to do that. I'll tell you, there's going to come a day when all these little cabins will be vacant. And nobody will come in here. They're just fixing the world up for us. All these cabins. I could live right in one of these little cabins right there on that cliff. What it costs to live in one of those cabins for a week. I mean, I wouldn't purchase one for myself, but I'm just curious as to what the cost is. Oh, there's probably so many things to see in this park that we're not going to be able to see today. What a great place to park your RV. I don't know what it costs, but this is a beautiful place. You got a lake, some really beautiful cliffs, and all. I don't know. But I wanted to cross that bridge down here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out though. So beautiful. Such a nice place to go fishing. I've got to start fishing. Well, I'm just gonna go over the ridge for a second to see what's over there. Real quick, I want to see what this is over here. How nice. This is a nice trail. Well, I'm not going to be able to go very far today on this trail, but one day I want to come in here and explore these trails. But I'm going to have to buy an all-day pass. I think you have to pay to park here and camp. Anyway, we'll follow this trail some other time. I'm sure it leads to some beautiful rocks and caves. Dogs are still in the truck because I wasn't sure. There's people here and I don't have leashes. So I was going to see if there's anybody back here. Still thinking about letting them out. Going on a little hike, but I think I'll save this for another day. Just want to take a look real quick to see what this trail's like. Get a feel for it. Just gorgeous. This park all the way through up to my property is beautiful. Just gonna go up to the bend here and then go back. Love these loblolly trees. Okay, the trail goes around, makes its way up the hill. Oh, all the way. It's a nice little Jeep trail all the way up. Let's go back. Anyway, you get an idea. There's 3 of these little lakes here, and it's well kept and kind of a destination place where everybody comes. It's a big park. There's a lot of state parks that most people have never heard of, and there's some beautiful ones. people are more familiar with the national parks. But there are a few state parks that are almost as popular as regular national parks. Some of the state parks, I've been to some state parks that are pretty cool, that nobody's ever heard of. Texas has a lot of beautiful state parks that people wouldn't even believe are there. There's parts of Texas that looks like the Badlands of Arizona, or, you know, with the arches and the plateaus and things. Beautiful peaks. Like Sedona. There's places in Texas that look like Sedona. There's a place called, right outside of Amarillo. It's called something Canyon. Anyway, it's kind of like the Grand Canyon, but it's not that big. But it's real pretty like that. Much smaller. Can't remember the name of it right now. Palo Duro Canyon. But that's only one of many beautiful areas. But I think this is one of the better state parks. They maintain it real well. Lots of things to do, sights to see. I think it might as well be a national park. Because I think it's one of the prettier parks. I'm still debating whether to go home tonight or stay another night. But I'm also so excited about all the revelations that we've been talking about. The breakthrough revelations of truth that we're getting out in these videos, and I'm very excited about these new truths that we're talking about, the depth to which we're exploring our human nature and our spirituality. Sort of the myth buster is what we want to, partially what we're going to do, because there's so many myths. We want to get down to the truth. So I got to go back to camp to make me some more coffee before we go, for sure. But I'm not sure that if I do that, I might just stay, because there's some things I want to do. I'd like to go and cut on the trail tonight, or today, not tonight. Just go up there and take my hatchet, take a walk, and start opening up those trails. I also want to start knocking down a few of these. A real good friend of mine just gave me a better tarp, a bigger tarp, I guess. And between the two that I have now, I'm going to get that teepee finished soon. But I won't be able to do it this time. But on the next trip back, I should start working on that. So maybe I'll go back and spend one more day. You know. this way. This road is right in the park itself, right along the river. And imagine the fishing in that river is great. And since I live on the border line of the park, I'm probably 300-400 feet from the park. I'm outside of the park, but right on the line. So across the other side of my creek is I'm actually in the park on the other side of my creek. And that, my driveway basically turns into this road. This goes into a gravel road and then it gets more rugged as you go until you get to my place. But I could go all the way to my property on this road. I probably won't today because it would take a little longer to go slow all the way. But we could take this road all the way to the property. Otherwise, we can go the highway. Bouncy, bouncy. All right, I'm gonna go back to the highway because it'll be faster. They have riding stables in there and horse trails. So some of those trails that are up there on my property could be, they may have used them for horse trails or something. So on both sides of the road is the park area.